Hello and welcome to Trish Rock Inspires podcast. This is series 8, Frequency First, Then Reality. This is a space for grounded conversations about peace, frequency, and conscious living, and how our inner state quietly shapes the reality we experience. There's nothing to fix here, just space to pause, reflect, and realign. Let's begin. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires. And we are on Series 8, Frequency First, Then Reality. Today, I have got a really beautiful and amazing guest with me, Kirsty Greenshields. Yay! Hi, Kirsty. All right, Kirsty is a visionary teacher of feminine leadership, embodiment, and wealth consciousness who has spent nearly 2 decades helping thousands of people around the world remember their innate power to heal, rise, and lead. Her path has been anything but linear, beginning as an Australian Army intelligence officer and then moving through the dark terrain of depression in her late 20s and undergoing a profound awakening that led her to natural medicine, emotional mastery, energy healing, and the deeper metaphysics of transformation. Kirsty's own healing journey, witnessing the intelligence of her body, navigating her husband's PTSD, birthing 2 daughters in power, and walking through the fires of personal and relational initiation became the crucible that shaped her life's devotion. Through these experiences, she came to embody the truth she now teaches. The body knows, the soul leads, the heart heals, and the woman we become is born in the places we once feared to enter. I love all of that. And you create such beautiful environments and beautiful spaces, and you do such powerful work. I'm so honored and blessed to have you here.
Oh, thank you. And I was just thinking that, I've known you for a lot of that 2 decades. I think it was 2010 that we first met when we went to a workshop together. Were we roomies as well? I think, did
I
we
think we were.
room together? I think we roomed together.
I think we were. It's just so interesting, isn't it? How lives intertwine and then you kind of go out and you're unentwined and then you come back. And
Yeah,
ours has been a bit like that. Hey,
it
it's like
has. Yeah,
we've
we've
come
always had that
together and
connection. Like even if we don't follow each other for some time, we've had that connection and resonance.
yeah, absolutely. And then I came to your beautiful book launch.
Oh, that's right. You did
Yes,
too.
yeah.
In
And now
Canberra.
we've been working together again since October last year. So, yeah, it's fascinating how we are all interwoven into the same realities. And yeah, it all just lines up at the perfect time.
It sure
Yeah,
does. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, um, So since 2009, you've been doing this really powerful work, and you've worked with women from all walks of life, CEOs, nurses, army officers, healers, business owners, mothers, farmers, teachers, teenage girls, supporting them to dissolve emotional density and really reclaim their sovereignty so that they can really rise into their most magnificent self and expression. Have you found over the years, no matter who you're working with, is there a common theme that um, kind of keeps people in their old limitations?
Yeah. Yes, there is. And it's funny when you said army officers because I've worked with a few feminine female army officers, and actually my work into the feminine embodiment work actually started in 2014 because a friend called me, and she'd done some visioning work with me a couple of years earlier, and she called me and she was still in the army, and she said, Kirsty, I need to be more feminine, and I know you're the one that can help me. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do, but all right, I'm going to help. And that then opened a door for me to create what became known as Embody the Sacred, which was feminine embodiment work. And that for me has been the women that I've worked with over the years, the ones that I have, well, the common theme, even amongst the teenage young women, has been the distortion in their own power because of what they've believed to be strength and what they've believed to be weakness, which was a reflection of my own journey in the military of believing that anything really feminine was weakness and vulnerability, and I couldn't display that. And so it's been about the work that I've done over the years has been allowing women to actually soften into themselves and recognize that, like, a woman who has had a lot of masculine tendencies actually has a really great foundation to soften into herself because she's created a really great structure for herself, and often she's created good boundaries for herself. And so her task is to let herself soften into and be less harsh with others and actually communicate in ways that means that she's not up against the world anymore, that she's actually able to collaborate with other women, that she can realize that she can be supported by other women, that she can receive from other women, and truly allow herself to connect with all of the incredible things that are available to us, not just with feminine connection, also with masculine and the feminine side of men as well, and humans in general.
Yeah, yeah. And that really has been, a big journey for you. And it's interesting, isn't it? I think for all of us, if we look at our life experience, it will show us um, our purpose here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so, that balance of feminine and masculine is non-existent in the army, and yet there's kind of that calling within you to have, brought it forward. And I guess it was the other factors of your life after that that helped with that too. But it's just such a strong thing that you help women with, and I totally get that. We've been taught for so long that you have to be harsh, you have to be hard, you have to have that hard shell to get anywhere,
yeah,
even in conversation, even in relationship. No, you have to be the dominant one to be heard, and it's just
yeah.
not true.
Yeah. And if you're not the dominant one, then you're a really submissive one. And there doesn't seem to be any in between in that paradigm of thinking. And it actually creates aloneness, really. It creates feelings of being different to others. And therefore we shut down our ability to connect with others. And therefore we can't be supported by others. And so we feel alone. And so, and this it happens across the board with all of us, and it's a human dynamic. And I guess that's it, like what I've taught over the years is human dynamics, and it's come from my own lived experience and my own ability to integrate it into my life, that helps people to be able to see, what can actually be real for them, and what doesn't have to be real anymore.
Exactly, exactly. And what a relief.
Totally.
And you do naturopathic work as well. So your work has taken you from naturopathic clinics out to Indigenous communities on Elcho Island, where you were a volunteer naturopath in Australia's first Indigenous-led health retreat. How was that experience?
Oh, it was amazing. It was one of those things that people say is life-changing. And
Yeah.
it was with Hope for Health, and Hope for Health still exists. You can look them up. They're a charity. And yeah, I was offered the opportunity. And it was one of those times when I went through a lot of my own stuff about feeling inadequate because I hadn't practiced as a naturopath for quite a lot of years, well, 8 years actually, since my second daughter had been born. And when this opportunity came forth, was I applied as a massage therapist only, but I did say that I was a naturopath, and I didn't think that was going to happen. And then I got the job as a massage therapist. And I had this feeling, but I was really scared about it. I thought, oh my God, I think I think I'm going to be able to up there as the naturopath, as one of the naturopaths. And anyway, a few weeks later, he rang me and he said, one of the naturopaths has pulled out. Do you want to do it? And I was like, oh my God, okay. So that was a really incredible experience for me because
Yeah.
I was living on country with the community, with the people of the community. It was just we learned so much from them, and at the same time we got to witness the results that they experienced because we were teaching them about how to eat healthily, because the way that they've been shown is not helpful to their constitution.
Yep.
And, you know, these people in just 10 days completely changed their lives. And
Wow.
it was so satisfying for me. And some of the women that I worked with on that retreat are now part of Hope for Health, and they're now running it, which was the intention of the program in the first place, was to teach the community members how to teach others, and then so the ripple goes on, and that just like makes my heart sing.
Oh, that's amazing that's still going. How incredible that
Yeah.
that you set that up.
Yeah. Well, I was just a part of it. I'm not going to take credit for setting it up. But
You were,
it was an honor to be a part of it. It really was.
yeah. Well,
Mm.
you were an important link in the chain there.
Yeah, well, it was really exciting to be like one of the very first that was involved with it for sure.
Yeah. And I think there's a really important lesson there that everyone listening can really uh if people who are listening can really hear this lesson is to, really tune in to what your heart is saying yes to, and also putting the intention out there of, what it is that will bring you joy, because then the opportunities will come. And then if you're putting aside all those old limitations, you will say yes, like you did. And it just brings so much, I want to say other opportunities, but it really, one thing always leads to other things. And it just becomes such a thrilling journey, really. As soon as you start saying yes to yourself,
Yeah.
life becomes amazing.
It's so true because so many of us, you know, we have this thought about what we want to create, and opportunities abound every single day, whether we're looking for them or not. But when we're looking for them, we can find them and we can see them. And um, I I had no idea that I was going to do that. And like I said, I didn't know if I could do it, but I just said yes. And I have a tendency to do that. Like if my heart is there, I'm like, yes, this is it. You know, this is the direction I'm supposed to go in. And
Yeah.
I remember I was there and I'd been there for probably about 10 days because I was there for about 3 weeks all up. I'd been there for about 10 days. And one morning after we'd seen all the community members, I went up to the head naturopath and I was just like, I just need to go and be by myself for a while because I need to sit in a room and cry because I miss my girls. And
Oh,
because my girls were 8 and 10 at the time, and it was the longest that I'd been away from them for a very long time. And in just even in that, like in allowing myself to be able to be supported by my
yeah.
colleagues, I received so much because I realized that I can do stuff like this and I can still know that my family is looked after and I'm supported. I'm supported through the whole process because this is what I'm supposed to do, and I followed my heart's calling.
I love that. And how many women, especially, that you've probably worked with a lot of women like this, say no to things because they don't feel like they'll be supported
Yeah,
in doing those
absolutely.
things, or that nobody else will step in and support the family while they go somewhere.
Yeah. And when
Uh,
we back ourselves in the process, we're always shown that we will be supported and that we can be backed.
Absolutely. I saw this a lot in the nail industry because I was in the nail industry for 30 years, and the amount of women that would come in, and I guess that's why I'm now in the empowerment kind of business, right?
Yeah.
But the amount of women that would come in who really um, just gave everything up for their children. I mean, it's a very noble thing to do, but and perhaps for some of them that was their legacy here as well. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but there was a lot of people who had a lot of women who had big dreams who said no to themselves, and that really made me sad a lot of the times. It's like, but you can
Yeah.
have both. You can have it
Yeah.
all.
Because it creates a resentment in the woman herself. And therefore,
Yes.
she's got part of her heart that's closed down, which means that her kids don't even get the best of her.
And her kids don't see that role model of, yes, I can follow my heart. It's like,
Yeah, that's
no,
right.
I have to shrink and give up for these things because that's what I've been taught.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, we can absolutely do it.
thank goodness things are changing.
Yes, definitely.
And speaking of the kids, you have run some beautiful, you've been leading retreats like Embody the Sacred Feminine Warrior for women, which I know are just so powerful, but also the Young Warrior camps for girls. And they've been super empowering for not only your own girls, who are just incredible, but, for all of the other young women that have come along to those as well.
Yeah, yeah, it was an amazing time. James and I have stopped doing that now. We were like, no, actually, this isn't like making us this isn't making our hearts sing anymore. Like we did get tired of it after doing it for 10 years, but in the
Yeah.
time that and it actually wasn't the children that made us tired. Let's just going to be clear about that. Um but yeah, we decided that we were complete with it, but some of the young women that I got to that I had the honor of witnessing in the process. Like some of them I'm still connected to, and they're, in their early 20s now and things. And it's so beautiful to know that I was able to be a small part of their evolution into becoming a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. And just following you, um, I've seen some results of that, and it's just incredible. Really powerful work.
Yeah, thank you. It's been awesome.
Thank goodness you're on this planet. Now, as a lifelong student of Eastern and Western energetic traditions, um, if there is one, is there like a common thread here or a blending of the two traditions that really helps bring the mind, body, and energy to be more aligned?
Mm. The In answering that, I feel as though one of the greatest what we've done in Western medicine is we've tended to see the body as a machine rather than for the purity of what it is. And actually, as human beings, we are everything in our body is connected, as are we all connected. And Eastern traditions, the Ayurvedic tradition, for instance, sees our body as an extension of the environment and the environment as an extension of our body, which means that we are both electrical and magnetic beings, and we're not mechanical, and everything works together. And if I was to really answer that, like that question from the way that I heard it, it's about energy, like that old saying, everything's energy. And everything actually is energy. It's
Yes.
understanding how to work with that energy
Yep.
that helps us to be the most healthy that we can be. Recognizing that invasive methods aren't actually, as we connect more and more with Eastern traditions, invasive methods of Western medicine that treat our body as if it's a machine aren't helpful anymore. They're actually there are yes, of course, there are some parts of those, but from a preventative perspective, which is I've always been about preventative medicine. I've always been about creating vitality. And from that perspective, we want to ingest things that are going to help us to feel the most vital, that are going to amplify our frequency, that are going to maximize our electrical charge so that we can be the most magnetic that we're here to be, which helps us to connect to those in resonance with us. Does that make
Exactly, exactly.
sense?
And that's not just ingesting into the body, that's ingesting into the mind as well. And
Exactly.
the energy around you in your environment that you're ingesting. It's all, I mean, this is something I've learned over the last 10 years that it's so important for me. Well, in my life, it's important for me to have a peaceful, calm environment because my body seems to soak in the chaos and then I become chaotic, but I'm really not chaotic due to anything I've done. It's the universe is like
Yeah.
soaking in. And so, over the years I've really learned that as well to really be aware of the environment, what I put in my mind, what I put in my body, because it's all energy
Yeah. And it's
and
a choice.
it's a
It,
choice
it's
and
a
you get out
choice.
what you put in.
Yeah, it's the human gift that we have to choose what it is that we put into our bodies. And I'm
Yeah.
not here to judge anyone for the choices that they make. And I also know that everything is a choice. And we get to, the more that we learn about our body, the more that we realize how incredible it actually is. And all we need to do is assist it to be able to do its work. And it rewards us time and time again.
It really does. And and feeling that vitality really helps the mindset. So if you are trying to empower yourself, if you are trying to move away from old limitations, if your body's feeling sluggish, it's going to be very hard to to fully kind of step into your power and vitality. So it's yeah, it just makes such a difference. And look, it is a choice. Like yesterday, you might have seen, I I decided to uh, pop a little bottle of a little carton of Pringles and eat those instead of going swimming. And I mean, I felt it this morning because of all the chemicals that are in it. So I knew that that was going to happen as I was eating them. I'm like, this is not going to be good in the morning. But I did it anyway. But the awareness is key. Like I won't do that now for another 5 months, right? So
Yeah.
it's just so interesting.
And
Yeah.
what's also really important about it is actually, if you feel guilty or ashamed about eating those Pringles, that's going to be worse for you than the actual Pringles in your body because the emotion that you have that's associated with eating them is so much more toxic than the actual food itself. Like, even though you know what's in them, the actual emotions of the guilt and the shame are so much denser than the actual Pringles, which will move through your body like really, really quickly.
Absolutely, because some people can eat McDonald's every day and they're skinny as anything. Other people eat one once a year and they gain 5 pounds. It's like, what are you telling yourself? Like, this is going to make me fat, right?
Exactly.
The mind is a wondrous thing, and that's so important to master. If you're really stepping into your power and stepping into your sovereignty and really trying to create a life that brings you more joy, not just surviving every day, right? You really have to.
Yeah.
The
Because
mind is the key.
it is, because the body is so wise, but it has to work with the mind. And sometimes
Yeah.
we need to use the mind to tell the body it's okay. This isn't the same situation as before, and you're safe this time. You don't
Yes.
have to have the same responses. And our mind gets to, that's where we're doing the mindset work and strengthening the mind and
Mm,
reminding the body it's okay, you're safe. So
yeah.
Yeah, there's so much we could do probably 10 podcasts on that particular topic.
So let's talk about your She Is program and Mystery School.
Lovely.
I'm so excited about this. So tell us a little bit about it, how it came about, and what is it?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. It came about through a conversation with my sister Maya, who is co-facilitating with me. And yeah, just in conversation, we were talking about different things, and I was just telling her about my Egypt trip and my connection with Hathor, which is the goddess of celebration and love and joy, and the mother of all. And anyway, she was telling me about her connections, and we realized the synchronicity, and that we had with one another. And we've also got a really beautiful connection. And so this retreat, just again, like saying yes, following my heart, this came about. But we didn't just want it to be a retreat, because for me it's always been about helping people integrate. It's the before and it's the after, as well as the in between. And so through this process we have created a mystery school. And I've often balked at calling my work a mystery school, but I realize that that's what this is. It's mystical, and this is the work
Yeah,
that we do, that you do, that I do. And so it is a mystery school, but it's
yeah,
all about integration and embodiment. And there's no Maya and I are both very real, down to earth humans, and so the
yes,
way that we offer and present is very down to earth. And so we're offering this to women who have been in business before, women who want to amplify their businesses, women who want to actually stand in the world as the sovereign being that you came here to become, but haven't quite got there yet, and be supported in this beautiful container of women. Because being supported in a container of women for me is just so incredibly magical, because all of the
yeah,
reasons that I said earlier on today's call.
yeah, yeah. That sounds incredible. So what for the people who are listening, like can anybody go or
Yeah,
what?
absolutely. There's a website, and you can go and you can have a read of it and feel if it resonates. There's an application process. We begin in February. So the 25th of February is our first class, and then we have a retreat in Daylesford in Victoria, across the equinox, so the 18th to the 22nd of March. And then we
Beautiful.
have after classes about 6 weeks after the retreat as well. But there is also an online component. So if someone can't make the retreat, then they can also join us online to do all the classes and things as well.
Oh, that's so fantastic. That's so fantastic. But I think also having the classes before and after the retreat as well, because sometimes you'll go on retreat and then you don't integrate anything and you come home and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
you're back to your environment and everything just
exactly.
goes out the window. So I think that's fantastic. So they have that ongoing connection, energetic connection to the circle of women at the retreat. And I've seen your circles and and I have to agree, you're very grounded. I don't know your sister, but I know you're very grounded. And while there may be some mystical woo-wooey stuff, you're very grounded and earthy in how you teach. And yeah, it just sounds really magical. Yeah,
Thank you.
perfect, perfect. Um, so if So, Kirsty, for the women who are watching, that are perhaps at a crossroads in their life, or they're now in this new, 2026 1 year and looking for new beginnings and feeling a bit more empowerment in their life, this is like the perfect environment and opportunity for them. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And something I realized was that it starts 1 week after the beginning of the year of the fire horse. And we're
Ah,
so we're still in that snake period before that time. And so the shedding, and if you know that you're ready, you know that there's something that's coming for you this year, that and you can feel resonance with what I'm saying, then just go to the website and have a look. And just applying and having a conversation like we said before, people stop themselves by applying and having a conversation. There's nothing, there's no obligation for you to do anything. And I'm not here to convince anybody to do something that doesn't feel good for them, and neither
Yes.
is Maya. So yeah, if it feels, if you're listening and you're feeling like, oh, okay, well, I'm curious, just go and explore.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I totally agree. You definitely no pressure and not trying to convince anyone of anything. The invitation is there, and yeah. So if you are listening to this, yeah, all the links are in the show notes. So hop on there, have a look, and yeah, I'd invite you to have a conversation with Kirsty and see what it's all about. It's just been so amazing having you on the podcast for 2026. Thank you
Thank
so
you, Trish.
much. Thank you so much.
So happy to be a part of it.
We're all raising the vibration in our own way, and yes, it's a year of high frequency. Let's all get there.
It is absolutely. Thank
Thank you, Kirsty,
you so
and
much.
thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires podcast. If you loved this episode, please share, subscribe, or leave a review. It helps reach more people to help them step into their most empowered selves. If you'd like to learn more about the work that I do and how perhaps we could play together, please visit my website at trishrock.com.